Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today, wherever you are in this great world. We're gonna talk about XRP. And I gotta start with this from Cointelegraph. Just in, the U.S. Director of the Federal Housing Finance Agency says the agency is looking to explore how cryptocurrency holdings could count towards mortgage qualification requirements. I would never borrow against my crypto or put my crypto up as collateral for a mortgage. But I like the direction they're going in here. But I wonder if they're going to have to create a wallet where you send a specific amount of your crypto to the bank's wallet and they hold it until the mortgage is paid off. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of stipulations to this when this happens, but I will definitely keep you up to date on that as well. They're coming after meme coins. When regulations are in place, there will be a flood of liquidity to legitimate companies and projects in this space, such as XRP. Playtime is over. Take a listen to this, because this is what we've been saying all along. This is what Lehman Baird has said from Hedera, Brad Garlinghouse, and others. 99% of crypto will disappear.
Yeah.
The meme coin phenomena is ultimately a decision taken by the SEC under Chairman Gensler, not solely Chairman Gensler, but it was a decision taken at that time, deeming that they weren't securities, that they were non-security tokens, and it prompted a major issuance of things like meme coins. In my view, the Clarity Act would go a long way to, I think, cleaning up that side of the market.
99% of crypto is going to disappear overnight. And we all knew this was coming. So when the Clarity Act comes, if you're holding money in a meme coin before that act gets passed, I would get my money out of there. Because anybody that issued these meme coins, they're just going to disappear as well with your money. Visa CEO, we are bullish on crypto and stablecoins. Take a listen.
We've been embracing and building for years, preparing for this moment. The Genius Act has now passed the Senate, as you know, and is expected to pass the House. I think that'll give regulatory clarity to stablecoins. And we've been embracing stablecoins. We've been enabling people to issue Visa credentials on top of stablecoins. We've been modernizing our own settlement infrastructure with stablecoins. And we have a whole host of innovations that we plan to deploy around the world embracing stablecoins.
Do you believe then stablecoins are going to be a significant way that people transact in the future?
Hey, David, we think there's product market fit for stablecoins in three areas. The first is the capital markets use case, and you've seen that with crypto trading, and that's true globally, here in the U.S. and around the world. But the product market fit that's most interesting going forward is outside the U.S., and there's two areas. The first is countries where you've got high currency volatility or currency controls, where people really want to have access to U.S. dollars, and they either can't get U.S. dollars or it's very expensive to do that. Stable coins provide an opportunity for people in those countries, maybe there's 30, 40, 50 of those countries around the world, to have easy, cost-efficient access to U.S. dollars. And we'll plan to give them Visa credentials on top of those stable coins that they can spend in merchants around their country or other places. The second area of product market.
So what Visa wants to do is they're also helping to level the playing field. And what the U.S. wants to do through stablecoins is make sure that they get the U.S. dollar into all these countries that they couldn't get the U.S. dollar in to before. Stablecoins are going to be a very big door opener for crypto use later. But these card companies, they don't fear stable coins because the card companies, they've been advancing with the technology. I think who's really going to take a hit from the stable coins is the banks. The banks are the ones that are afraid of stable coins the most. Senate GOP unveil framework for crypto market structure bill. You know, they've been trying to get this together for a while now. And I think the problem here is this. I think you have some people that want to push the Bitcoin only narrative, like Cynthia Loomis and a few others. And I think you have another handful of people in Washington that want to make sure that they're leveling the playing field when it comes to cryptocurrency as well. But it's nice to see that they're actually working on a framework and not just talking about it. And they're saying, according to the framework, the bill will define when crypto is a commodity or a security. Clearly, delineate jurisdiction among regulators and lighten the SEC regulation of digital currencies, among other stipulations. I think what they're going to do here is they're going to shift some power away from the SEC to the CFTC as well. But they're also going to label what a cryptocurrency is. In other words, if you have utility-driven cryptocurrencies, you have speculation coins over here. And the fact that they're going to label these cryptocurrencies in a specific way, that's going to give a lot of benefit to something like XRP, XLM, XDC, and so on. And Bitcoin will remain a speculative asset under the crypto regulations because that's what it is. It runs on hype. If it doesn't have a use case, you cannot call it a utility token. Chad Steingraber pointed this out. They want to pass both at once, stablecoin bill and the crypto market structure bill, law before August. But this could possibly hold things up. So Majority Whip Tom Emmer said the House would vote on Senate stablecoin legislation if the bill is linked with market structure reforms. Market structure is essential to any congressional action on digital assets, Emmer said. I expect the Genius Act has a path in the House, so as long as it's accompanied by the Clarity Act. Two House committees advanced the Clarity Act in June to change the regulatory structure overseeing crypto. This two-bill push comes despite President Donald Trump's call for the House to pass Genius ASAP. I think the House sees an opportunity here to get the Clarity Act passed as well. Get everything done all at once. Either this will delay it or they will just go along with it and get both bills passed very quick. Let's see what happens from here. Bank for International Settlements argues stablecoins fail 3 key tests. So the BIS is the bank of all central banks. It's the central bank for central banks. This is who the Fed answers to. So in a report published Tuesday, the so-called central bank for central banks claimed that fiat-pegged digital assets failed 3 key tests that would enable them to be the backbone of the monetary system: singleness, elasticity, and integrity. The authors argue that stablecoins could undermine financial integrity and national monetary sovereignty. That said, the BIS sees transformative potential in tokenization of central bank reserves, commercial bank money, and other traditional assets. The reason that the BIS doesn't like stablecoins is because they're pushing for central bank digital currency, something that they can control. This way, they can control everybody through that Cbdc. That's why they're talking down stablecoins. Then ECB's Lagarde tells EU Parliament that digital euro law is urgent. They're trying to fast track there. So you could look at this two ways. You could look at it as Christine Lagarde panicking to get this in place as soon as possible, or you could see it as being strategic. Her wanting to get this approved and out there as quick as possible to get the upper hand on other countries. Because I think whoever's digital currency hits the ground running first, that one's going to gain the most momentum over time. So she would think, in my opinion. And that's just my theory. But the digital euro is absolutely coming. And Wrath of Common put this out earlier today. Love to see it. ECB experimenting with Axiology, DLT trading and settlement system, a private permissioned infrastructure built using the open source code of the XRP ledger. While Axiology benefits from XRP ledger technology, it operates as an independent system designed to streamline trading. And the fact that this is getting utilized inside of the EU tells you all you need to know. We knew Ripple was aligned with the ECB for years now. This just solidifies the XRP ledger being used alongside the digital euro as well. This comes from CME Group. Since launching on May 19th, XRP and micro XRP futures have shown demand across institutional and retail participants, highlighting interest in regulated tools to access one of the most watched crypto assets. And you see it right here, 24.6K plus contracts traded, $542.8 million plus notional volume, 45% of the volume from outside the United States. You know, outside the U.S., things are moving a lot quicker than people think. And it's because these countries, they want to take advantage of the fact that the U.S. is still lagging behind. You know, I thought once we hit January, I honestly thought things were going to happen much quicker in the U.S. But the deadline for a stablecoin bill is August. And most likely, it's going to go all the way through July. And there's going to be a lot of talk about it getting passed. But I don't know if it's going to get delayed or not. I would like to see that get passed because I think it's going to start to push the price up on some of these utility-driven cryptocurrencies as well. Let's hope it happens sooner than later. Anticipating XRP to hit $7 is no longer gambling. I'm telling you, these articles that they're putting out recently, they're ridiculous. I mean, if you think that XRP is only going to $7 in this run, you're delusional at this point. If that case ends right now, XRP is going to already head to $7 plus because it's going to recover from all the time that it's been being suppressed by the corrupt SEC and Gary Gensler. I think once the case ends, that'll get us to $7 plus alone. Then you start to factor in the NDA announcements and companies in the United States starting to work with Ripple on a daily basis. Then you look beyond that, you got the ETFs. You look beyond that, you got ISO going live, Fedwire in July as well. So many big things happening for this cryptocurrency, and people are talking about a $7 XRP. We're not in 2020 anymore. But until it all happens, stay patient, stay positive, and let's get rich together. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.